Candied jalapeno pepper cream cheese dip. It's like the greatest flavor in the world, right? Like, does that even need an intro? We know that barbecue's been around for a real long time, so we're not that quick to jump on barbecue trends that come and go. But when I saw this trend online, man, we had to cover it because it just looks that good. So candied jalapeno pepper cream cheese dip. What you've probably seen online is someone taking a block of cream cheese, throwing some rub on it, and sticking it in a pellet grill. We're not doing that today. We're cooking it on the mighty Hasty Bake, and we're doctoring this thing up to be an explosion of flavor that you're never gonna forget. Let's get started. We have good old-fashioned Philadelphia cream cheese. We got 2 blocks here because why go through all this trouble to only have 1 block, right? We're gonna crack these things open, but before I do, we're gonna get the rub base set in the pan. Now you can do this open on a grill. You can use the foil that the cream cheese comes on. So I'm gonna start with the rub that I'm gonna put on the outside is gonna go on the bottom as well because I wanna get some underneath the cream cheese, and it's gonna be a little hard to lift once you get this thing going. Today we're using honey bacon barbecue from Meat Church. Love this rub. Doesn't work on everything, but it works on something like this. If you think about it, this is kind of a deconstructed jalapeno popper. We got some cream cheese, we got some bacon, we got some candied jalapenos we're putting on it. So starting with this bacon rub in the bottom, just doing a nice little coverage where those cream cheese blocks are gonna lie. All right, taking the blocks out of their respective packages, placing them ever so gently on the rub. Come on, buddy. Don't break on me, there you go. Now we're just gonna hit all sides with that same rub. Coming across the top. Now's the hard part. We got to put it on the grill. The grill setup behind me is at 225 degrees on the Hastings. We're in the smoke position. We're not looking to try to get heat on this cheese. We just want to get the extra smoke into it so it picks up all that extra flavor. Next, we're going to start working on the jalapenos. All right, I like to get the jalapenos going early because I don't want them to be super hot when I put them on the cream cheese and give it something to melt. I want to have them smoked and flavored up ahead of time and put them on when they're about room temperature. That way it's not going to melt your cheese. So there's a couple different options you can do with this. You can take fresh jalapenos and core them and dice them, completely fine. You're going to end up with a crunchier version of your candied jalapeno pepper jelly on the top. We're not going to go that route today. We're going to use some canned jalapenos. So this is just a bottle or a jar, if you will, of jalapenos that have been sliced. Real generic. I've drained all the juice off of them. There's plenty of moisture inside, but I don't want them floating in juice when I smoke them. So all I'm going to do is take these jalapenos, we're going to dump this entire jar into this pan right here. Nothing too crazy. Again, we're just trying to get some extra flavor, some extra smoke into this whole dish. I'm going to put just a little bit of my rub on here, kind of bring those flavors together. We're just leaving this like it is. We're going to put it in the smoker. I want to get these things until they're kind of starting to not necessarily char, but kind of break down and feel more and more tender. And then we'll add the stuff we're going to add to candy them. Into the grill. All right, things are getting close for this cream cheese dip. We're going to go ahead and pull the jalapenos off and do some work on them. These jalapenos are looking pretty good. They've got some juice that rendered out of them. They're crisping up just a little bit, which is going to give us some great smoke flavor on them. And they're just about ready to be candied. So here's what we're going to do. Today I'm using the Cosmos Cherry Apple Habanero Rib Glaze. We're just going to coat these things, spin it around, get everything kind of a real good cover of the glaze onto these jalapenos and put them back on to kind of melt a little bit more. Then we're going to pull them out, let them sit out in room temperature so they don't harden up, and that cream cheese is going to be just about done. I love this Cosmos glaze. Even though it's called a rib glaze, it doesn't have to be used just for ribs. I use it to glaze so many different things. It's kind of a pepper jelly base, but it's a little bit more liquidy, so it's really easy to put on things, to brush onto them, to get a good coat on them. So I just want to get a real good, generous coating of all that sugary goodness on these jalapenos. And then we're going to get them back in the grill, let that glaze kind of set up a little bit more. And then we'll pull that cream cheese off. See how it goes. One more time back on the grill. Right, so it's been about an hour and a half. Now we're going to go ahead and pull the cream cheese off. I'll show it to you. I'm going to try to plate it. If we held together like we wanted it to, it'll plate okay, and then we got to handle the pepper jelly. All right, a couple things to observe here. It's kind of fun. So here's the pepper jelly. You can see the consistency. You can move those around. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the refrigerator for about 5 minutes. I just want that to firm up just a little bit, kind of stop cooking. I'm gonna try to move this cream cheese over to a plate so we can get the serving plate all built out, and then we'll top it up and see how it goes. All right, let's see what we can do with this cream cheese. Definitely gonna be a challenge. Trying to keep it pretty at the same time. Whoop, almost there. The good thing is we're gonna be topping this in pepper jelly, so you're not gonna see a lot of the imperfections of the cream cheese. Now, if you wanted to, you could just serve it in this pan and it will be completely fine in that pan, but it's gonna look a little bit pretty plated on a plate, so I'm gonna give this my best shot. And as always, cooking on live video does not always turn out quite as nice as you'd like it to. So, whew, there it is. The good news is all the flavor is gonna mask out the little bit of gunkiness we got on the appearance. So, I mean, melted cheese, seasoning, smoke, can't go wrong with that one, right? We're gonna wait 5 minutes for that pepper jelly to cool. We'll get back to building the rest of this plate. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. Because this was an internet trend and we'd never done it before, I didn't know exactly how the cream cheese was going to react. When you smoke it or you grill cream cheese, it likes to melt, kind of fall out. It actually held up better than I thought it did, but the transfer did not hold up very well. So here's what I'm going to recommend just from doing this one time. Find a good cast iron pan that you're not afraid to put in the grill. Put your cream cheese in the cast iron pan, let it gather all the smoke in that pan, and then when you top it, you can serve it in the pan that you ended up cooking it in. Here we did the transfer and it kind of broke up a little bit, but it's okay because it's not about the appearance, it's about how it tastes. We got smoked cream cheese with that wonderful bacon topping on it. We made our homemade candied jalapenos. Nothing fancy on this, literally just covering it up. You don't have to use all of them, obviously, but there's your glaze. If you feel like you didn't get enough glaze, you can always come in with that rib glaze right here and just get a little bit more in the areas that you weren't able to hit. Now, this will be killer on its own. We got to throw one more thing on there. We talked about this kind of being a deconstructed jalapeno popper. Nothing's going to complete that perfectly without bacon. So I got some bacon, we crisped it up. Just gonna give a little shaker on the top. Add some extra bites there. And that is a beautiful glob of a wonderful appetizer that we're gonna enjoy here. I can't wait to tear into this. Smoked cream cheese, great seasoning, candied jalapenos, some crunchy bacon on top. This thing's gonna be epic. Let's give it a shot. Get a little bit of that there. Put a jalapeno on it. Some bacon. Ooh, wow. A lot of smoke. I don't know if the smoke comes from the cream cheese or from the jalapenos. Let's find out. Just some cream cheese. Quite a bit of smoke from the cream cheese, actually. We're gonna see how the jalapenos fare. Smoking those too. This is so cool. Again, once you plate it up, it's not that bad. Doctor it up, gussy it up, make it pretty. Jalapenos got the bite on them. Cream cheese got the smoke on it. They're pretty. Oh my goodness. Guys, I'll be making this again. This one turned out good. You guys can sit there while I eat all this, right? Thanks for joining us while we try a crazy trend that now is probably going to become a staple in my kitchen anyway. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Make it at home. If you do, send some pictures. Let me know how you did it. Let me know how you like it. Follow us on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, all the good places. Check us out. We're going to keep pumping these things out. We hope you guys stay in the kitchen, keep cooking, fire up those grills and let them burn. We'll see you next week.